Good afternoon and welcome to the University of the Highlands and Islands once more with the Royal Bank of Scotland, who have been sponsoring our series of business lunches. This is the last in the series. It's a wee bit delayed, but I think it's very important that we got the guy we wanted, who's Gavin here from StreetSoccer Scotland, because it's something we really wanted to talk about. So it's a few weeks after the last of the series. Why do we do these? We do these things so that the business community actually gets into the university, and we can have a chat about what the university can do for the business community and vice versa. And we can also see how we interact and how it can work for students as well. We have got a mentoring programme with our students as well as doing things like this. So there's lots of different ways the university can be out there. And also, to give you an idea of the breadth and the size of the University of the Highlands and Islands, to give you an idea of it in terms of geography, if you take the southernmost tip of Greenland and you take the northernmost tip of the south of Ireland, we actually extend further than that in both directions. It's a vast, vast area. So we genuinely are the University of the Highlands and Islands. We've 13 academic partners, and we've got a couple of people joining us today by video conferencing, which is how we deliver a lot of our material across the partnership, again because of the dint of the geography. But never mind, more importantly today, StreetSoccer Scotland. I'm delighted to have Gavin Smith along here today. He's he runs the Aberdeen Terrific. We've got Billy as well. Where's Billy? Billy's here. Billy Banks from Inverness, who's involved in Inverness, and we're just going to go through a number of questions. We chat with Gavin about what it's about, what's StreetSoccer Scotland about, how you can get involved in it, and then if you get any questions afterwards, we'll have that, and then we'll have a bite to you as well. So those who've been here before absolutely know the format thing. But first of all, Gavin, how does StreetSoccer Scotland get started? What's the background to it?
Well, my boss, David Duke, he was actually homeless himself about 12 years ago. He'd been attending football tournaments, he loved his football. I kind of came up with this concept of delivering free football sessions for vulnerable adults and deprived areas with the children and the youths. So he came up with this idea, managed to get the business started about 5 or 6 years ago, 2009. And it's all kind of kicked off from there. It started off in Glasgow, and it's just grown to the other cities, Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen and Inverness. And now we're providing for vulnerable adults and the kids across each city.
So what did he hope to achieve by doing it? I mean, he said he enjoyed football, he wanted to do something for vulnerable adults. What's the ethos behind it? So
the whole kind of cycle of street soccer is we can get these adults and kids to come to our drop-in sessions, build up the trust, the confidence, and give them a kind of chance in life to turn things around with things that have kind of affected them, if it's alcohol abuse, being an addict to drugs, homelessness, any kind of background. So we can give these guys, these men and women, the opportunity to do this. That's what he's trying to do.
And when he started off, how did he go about getting the first group? What did he do to engage with the clientele, I suppose you would call it?
I think it was just probably his contacts, his friends to start with, volunteers, getting them on board on side with him, what he was wanting to try to achieve, getting these kind of drop-in sessions set up, tournaments, and see where it would grow from there. And I think that was the main aim at the start, to see where it would just develop and grow.
And I suppose it's like an adapt question, you have to be able to play football to do it.
No, I mean, we've got guys from any age, fitness. So we target for the kids 10 to 16 year olds, and our adults are 16 plus, all the way up to 50, 60 year olds. They can get involved in anyway.
And you're in Aberdeen, so whereabouts in Aberdeen do you do it? What is it, an evening thing? Is it lunchtime? How does it work?
So we've got 2 adult drop-in sessions set up. So when I first started in October of last year, it was originally at the Sports Village. Don't know if any of you know Aberdeen at all, but that's where it was, near Tawdry, on an 11-a-side pitch. And when I first went to the first couple of sessions, it was probably about a dozen guys were turning up, 6-a-side. You're kind of loud mouse, your personalities would kind of dominate your seasons. So I knew that by attending some of the sessions in Glasgow and Edinburgh, they were targeting 5-a-side. Our tournaments were based around 5-a-side football. I didn't really know Aberdeen that well until I moved. But I knew that Goals was there at the Bridgetty near Garfield, the 5-a-side pitches there. So it just seemed an obvious opportunity to transfer from the sports village to goals. Over the winter, with all the flooding and everything in Aberdeen, it was a bit of a blessing. They've had the pitches were completely destroyed. They were kind of out of date anyway, so they've been all resurfaced. They've got the latest 5G pitches, whatever that means.
Aye.
And the guys really love it. It's a lot more. It's benefiting them anyway, and we're getting bigger attendances now as well for the adults anyway.
Like you said, you moved to Aberdeen. How did you get involved in this? What's your own background that got into it?
David, the job was advertised online, and it just looked quite interesting. I was into my football and my sport and things, and through my dad as well, who works for RBS. That was the whole kind of link. He'd been speaking to David. Said there was a job going in Aberdeen. They were quite desperate for somebody to take on the role. There was nobody full time. The whole last year, kind of developing street soccer. So one of the first things he said to me was, "If you want the job, it's yours." So it's kind of I could start.
Show the power of network.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I went down to Glasgow and met him. He showed me the sessions that they ran, the football works courses that they ran, and how things are kind of run in Glasgow and Edinburgh, between males and females. And just kind of accepted it and went ahead with it and moved to Aberdeen and started out in October last year.
So what do you do? I mean, you're talking about a couple of drop-in sessions a week. What else do you do the rest of the time? Do you go out in terms of promotion, in terms of that? How does that work?
So I'm only a full-time member in Aberdeen. It's which has been a good and a bad thing. I can be flexible with the hours of work, but it'd be quite good to have more kind of bodies to bounce off in terms of getting outreach, awareness, promotion and things. But yeah, there's a lot of outreach in terms of trying to get promotional material out there. I didn't really have that at the start, so I've been trying to make that up. The areas that we target for the youths and the adults, just been trying to put that out to local schools, community centres, you name it, all those kind of facilities. Just trying to get the word out there that we are there and we are the services there to use. If you were to go to Glasgow or Edinburgh, I think a lot of people know about it. The infrastructure's there, promotion's there. Whereas in Dundee, Aberdeen and Inverness, we're kind of at the other end of the scale, where we're trying to outreach to as many people as we can and tell them that we are there too. And again, until I'd heard about the job, I didn't know what street soccer was. I'm originally from there, so I never heard of it. So.
And what have you seen are the benefits for the people who join in? You're saying you've got the groups of kids. I mean, the kids, first of all, what's the benefits for them, and what are they telling you about it?
For the kids, we've got there's quite a mixture. You've got the kids that are really competitive, obviously love the football, want to win and play games and things, and then you've got the other kids that kind of just want to turn up, socialise and make friends. So it's trying to cater for everyone. What I've kind of noticed just by learning on the job for the kids and the adults is, just from my background, I've known how to coach sessions and be a player through football sessions. You've got your warm-ups, your drills, your games, cool downs and all that. These groups have never had that training aspect. So what we kind of try to do is involve the ball as much as we can all the time. But I try to say to the guys, we've got this facility for say an hour and a half, 2 hours. Don't want you to be exhausted after 20 minutes. So I try to mix it up as much as I can, whether we're having games that are restricted. I'll do a couple of drills that maybe last 10-15 minutes max, just in terms of their attention, their concentration spans are not there. So that's what I try to do.
And in terms of the adults, when you're talking about 50-year-olds, I mean, I felt like I would push you to 2 minutes in a football pitch. So how do you deal with that age of adults, 16 to 50?
I mean, the guys are all really keen. There's no, again, because we're catering for so many different backgrounds, ages, disabilities as well. It's up to them how much they want to put in. If they feel like they need to take a break and step out, they can do that as well. It's just kind of, there's always something going on at our sessions. I've always got to try and keep on top of what's going on. Things can get a little bit heated as well with football, flying tackles and things. So it's not easy being the referee as well at times. and swearing and whatnot. But you just got to deal with it, and every day's different. So.
And do you get people coming back quite regularly? Do they just become part of their life?
We've got, since I've joined, we've done, because we moved to goals, there was a lot of pros and cons, because guys had said, why is it not at the sports village? I think because they were mainly from that part of the city, and goals is not as city central as the sports village. Transport-wise and access-wise, it would be harder for some of them. So again, that's still a little bit of a barrier for me in terms of trying to get transport sorted for these guys, that we can get them across to goals, to the sessions. But we are seeing a lot of new faces and a lot of old faces now coming back. Just again, best thing is word of mouth. That seems to be the best way to get the word across to other people. But yeah, now that they're engaging, they know it's there, they know the days and times. We've got 20-25 guys coming on a weekly basis on our Tuesdays and Fridays.
And I mean, obviously, we're in a mess. We'll probably bring in Billy later on in the Q&A if that's all right. What's the plans for expansion? I mean, it started in Glasgow. It seems to be going really well. And so is it a countrywide coverage you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, again, for Glasgow and Edinburgh, some days, especially in the summer, they'll be getting 50, 60 people turning up to their sessions, no question. So I think, obviously, Dundee, Aberdeen and the rest, we're not as big and as populated as the other cities, but if we can work to the same sort of format, get as many people that we can involved with us, that's what we try to do. I mean, we've got the Football Works course that we're running at the moment in all the cities. It's an 8-week course. It's working towards SQA qualifications, with working with others and their communication skills, and they're working on the practical coaching as well. So half the course is a written element, so they get to write about match reports, games that they've been to. So it's working on their literacy, their grammar, their English. We're working closely with the college, getting laptops delivered to us, so guys that are struggling to write, they can use their laptops, any mistakes they make, spelling, whatever, and they can change that. So we're doing that in the mornings, and then in the afternoons it's more the outside on the pitch coaching element. So the first couple of weeks, myself and one of my colleagues, Scott, from Edinburgh, he's coming up to help me deliver this first course in Aberdeen. And we've taken the delivery of the coaching session fully. And then we're halfway through the course now, so the guys are now being split into 2s and 3s and delivering different parts of the coaching session, whether it's a warm-up, the drills, the games, the cool down, and just kind of setting it up, communicating with each other, and kind of getting set up for their big event at the end of the 8 weeks, where they'll deliver a tournament or a classroom-based session, delivering to primary school kids from the classrooms, to deliver coaching sessions.
And what progression? I mean, I know it's not because we're long in Aberdeen, but I mean, have people progressed out of it into jobs and into other things?
Yeah. So luckily, myself and Jimmy and my dad, a couple of others, we were over in Amsterdam to the Homeless World Cup last year. Met the men's and women's teams out there, and it was just really eye-opening. That was the kind of first proper contact that I'd had with the people that attend street soccer sessions, and the backgrounds that they come from. Majority of them were probably in their 20s, 30s, being past addicts, alcoholics, whatever. And they've now turned it around, whether they're volunteering with street soccer, they're doing coaching, they've got part-time jobs, they've got families, they've got homes. And I think, again, just for Dundee, Aberdeen and Rest's sake, if we could get these sort of people to come up to our cities to kind of spread the word of what can be achieved through street soccer and open theirs out to what can be achieved, it'll just make it a whole lot easier for me, for my participants, to see what can be done. Because I think what I've noticed from my participants is that they just kind of see street soccer as, it's football, it's a kickabout, and that's it, kind of thing. But if they can see this whole different picture of taking that next step in their lives and what they want to achieve, that's the goal. I think, I've been kind of having to deal with everyone as a group, where I'd quite like to have more one-to-ones with the guys that attend my sessions, and to get to know them better, what it is they want to achieve. Are they needing help to get into college or how soon, or employment, whatever it is. That's kind of that'll be the next step.
Just tell me a final thing, a couple of things. You yourself, you seem, I mean, it's very obvious you're enthusiastic about it. How's it been for you as a person getting involved in it?
Yeah, it's definitely been an eye-opening experience, but it's definitely rewarding. I've actually got one of my players from Aberdeen. He's been picked to go to the Homeless World Cup in Glasgow this year. He's got to the last 16 players. He's only 17. He's never left Aberdeen. We have the training days are happening every Tuesday in different cities, and just because he was the only one that had been picked, I wouldn't want him to himself without any support or anything. So I went down with him a couple of weeks ago to Glasgow, supported him there, introduced him to mainly the Dundee guys, and just in terms of transport and travel. He can, if he gets to the future stages, he can tag along with them. He knows a couple of faces and things. Fortunately, on Tuesday he was ill for that session, and it was in Dundee, so it was only an hour away. But he'll be hungrier for next week, and there's other opportunities to come. So again with the Homeless World Cup being in Glasgow, it's a massive opportunity. It's happening every year, so it's just getting bigger and bigger. 60 odd nations that are going to be attending. So the spotlight will be in Glasgow, 10th of July for a week. There'll be 3 AstroTurf pitches set up in George Square. They'll have the scoreboards and stands and things, so it's free to the public. Anyone that wants to go and visit and watch the games, I'd highly recommend it. It's fast and furious. Games are 40 minutes long, 7-minute halves. So you get the opportunity to go down if you're in Glasgow, go and watch it, go see it. Hopefully Scotland can go into it and win it.
I hope. Well, I think there's probably a few teams in Scotland that probably pick up a few players from it as well. Just a final thing, before we have some questions. If folk want to get involved, how do they do it?
So it's pretty easy. Either they can get in contact with myself, the posters online, our website. My contact details are there. The contact details of all the other staff are there as well. And basically, the participants can be referred through the mental health agencies, homeless units, anything really. Get in touch. I've had quite a lot of social workers, council workers get in touch with me saying, "Oh, I'm so interested. How do they get involved?" I've just kind of said they can turn up. We just get them to fill out a disclaimer with their personal details, just to learn a little bit about themselves. I'll add them to the register, and then it's kind of up to them. They can turn up as and when they please. So yeah.
Thanks very much. Just before opening it to some questions from the audience, Jimmy from the Jimmy Robertson from the RVS wants to say a few words. Jimmy?
Yes.
I mean, about this and also you're especially working.
Absolutely.
So,
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Gavin, as well. I guess the key thing for us, why are we involved with Street Soccer? It's not a sponsorship deal that we've got with them, and it's a partnership deal. So what do? We give them a small amount of money. Anybody can become a partner. I think we've got about 10 at the moment, and I think it's for a sum of up to about £10,000. But the reason that we got involved about 2 years ago, and it was about creating sustainable futures for people. Because I think from looking at the website, Gavin, is it right? 42% of people that go to your drop-in centres, that is the only structured physical activity they will ever have in their life.
Yeah.
Which is quite incredible. Quite incredible. So it really resonated with what we wanted to do. You'll know yourself, Royal Bank of Scotland's been on a bit of a journey since 2008. And you might have noticed that. Yeah, I've been there 28 years, so it's been quite interesting. But part of we're trying to rediscover what our purpose is. And our purpose has to be part of local communities and support local communities. And we seem to be out there doing the right thing. It's not about throwing money at things. It's about what access can we give people. So what do we do for street soccer? We give them access to facilities. So Gavin's based out of, in the process of getting based out of our office down in Aberdeen St Nicholas. We give them access to, as is David Duke, his head office now is in Leith, in one of our branches. So we give them access to our facilities. We provide training camps for them. So we've got a great facility in Goulburn, and they come along and do training camps. I think probably the key thing we do though is we give them access to our supply chain. So our third party suppliers, etc. And street soccer will come in, the people will come in from street soccer, the players, and we'll give them help and advice and put them and connect them and look to help connect them and get them back into the workplace. In many respects. So that's what we get out of it. For us, socially, it's the right thing to do, and it's a good thing to do. Like I say, it's not about the money, it's about hopefully making a difference. And I don't think we can underestimate going out to Amsterdam to see the World Cup, the Homeless World Cup. It is, by the way, not the fact that it was in Amsterdam, that was good, but the fact that the Homeless World Cup, the whole event is amazing. And if you get a chance to go down to Glasgow, I would absolutely urge you to take it. It is fast, it is furious, it is great fun, it's very competitive. They take it very seriously. Scotland have won the event twice, so they'll be going for the third time. So I wish we could say that about our home national team, but never mind. I can't remember last time they qualified, but never mind. So it is a great event. So, and we are very proud to be involved with Street Soccer. Equally, we're proud to be involved with the University of the Highlands and Islands. We have co-sponsored these business lunches, and I think the first one was on mindfulness. So I'm still trying to adopt many of those practices from time to time. And we arranged to do a corporate social responsibility around street soccer, so they've been vast, they've been varied, hopefully they've made a difference and helped provide real information and a networking opportunity to local businesses. We've been proud to be involved with the university. It's also led to us doing a mentoring programme as well, which is going really well at the moment. So, and hopefully we can continue to expand that and continue that. But we're delighted to be involved, like I say, with street soccer, with the university, and thanks for your help and support. And I'm sure it'll be a continued relationship.
Excellent. Thank you guys. Cheers. Aye. Well, didn't we get any questions, I suppose, for Gavin?
I do. If you are trying to help people reintegrate into communities, you mentioned, Jimmy, that you signpost them to other organisations. Is there like a network of support that you've got that you could help direct somebody to a housing support person or somebody looking to get into some part-time work, or do you have particular agencies you work with?
Yeah, so again, since I've started, I've just been trying to build up contact networking as many people as I can. That I've had Scott, my colleague, he was in my position in Aberdeen a couple of years back, and was able to pass on certain information. But again, I've just been trying to grow as many contacts as I can, to point people in the right direction of what it is they need. If it is help the housing, jobs, whatever, you name it. I think because you've had, when I first arrived, maybe a dozen guys that have been there since the start, so they've never kind of moved on. So they've always just had street soccer as something to go to enjoy, to meet new people, and play football, the sport they love. It's just trying to kind of now move them on to what's next for them. Because they all come, like I say, they all come from different backgrounds, different ages. What point in their life, what is it, what's next?
That must be quite a big network that you have to develop in order to get the right person, the right people.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Do you have a fundraising programme?
Yes, we work closely with STV Appeal, and we're also government funded as well. So we're charity based. Fundraising side, I'm not glued up on it, as probably David Duke would be. He's probably the man to ask about that. Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah, I just wanted to know a little bit about the Inverness group and what stage things are at with that, how many people you've got going, where it's held from, what volunteers you have.
Probably just pass it on to
Billy. That's a good. Well, I was just going to say, Big and Billy Banks is with us. Billy's doing the Inverness group. Tell a wee bit about it, Billy.
Yeah, my main role is I'm a support worker with the homeless. Before I worked with the homeless, I was a fitness instructor and a personal trainer. So they tapped onto my fitness and the personal training and asked me to take the football side of things. Get the guys involved in football, homeless people in the homeless community. So we built up what's called an active referral scheme, which involved getting the guys involved in football, sports centre and other activities. My thought was to get them involved in something they enjoyed doing before they got into addiction. you know, because once addiction gets into their life, they always think about the good things they've done, and never really get to do them again. So this was my thought. So we started the football sessions on a Tuesday and a Thursday in Inverness, and then we actually got 500 people involved in this scheme. Got them introductions into the gym, sports centre and stuff. But we got the guys involved in football. So that was 6-7 years ago. We got involved in street soccer. So we travelled down to Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Dundee, which is a lot of travelling, as you well know, the distance. So some of our guys are up at 5 o'clock in the morning to travel to a tournament that would start at say 11 o'clock in Glasgow. And the time we get back, maybe 9 o'clock, half 9. For somebody, people with addictions, to get that commitment says it all. So to get them out, away from their addiction for that day, is the thing. So for 7 years we've been doing it. People come, people go. We've had success stories, we've had, no success stories. But mainly, for me, my personal point of view, it's mainly success. We've had 2 people picked for the Homeless World Cup team. One was picked to go to Brazil, one was picked to go to Poland. There was a story, I was telling one of the guys there before we came in, the story about Brazil. Just let me know if I'm rabbiting on.
Oh, carry on. Nobody normally speaks about Brazil when you never talk about Shetland, yeah.
It was picked to go and play it was Copacabana Beach. I was getting him. So this was great, The person came out of a rehab situation. He had a partner who was in a similar situation. His partner was pregnant. So I think it was 5 or 6 weeks before Brazil, she had twins. Now, 2 weeks before he was to go to Brazil, one of the twins took no well, went to the war. He decided he was staying in Inverness rather than go to Brazil. You think, he's on. But to me, that was a success. Because he was thinking of other people rather than himself for a change. Now he's working, he's got his own house, he's got sole custody of the twins because his partner's still in her addiction. That's a success. Getting involved in football and thinking differently, changing your life. And the guy that went to Poland, married, his own house, Milton Lays, full-time job, he's got a new kid, and he plays in the welfare league in Inverness. Percentages, if we can get, there's 2 stories. There's other stories, in different forms, but the commitment for what Gavin was picking up in there, the commitment for the people in the north of Scotland is this compared to the ones in the central belt. We're travelling, Gavin's travelling away down to Glasgow and all that, just the same as us. So it's a job to say to the guys, look, we've got a football tournament, but you'll be up at 5 o'clock in the morning and come back at 9 o'clock at night. Whether you see the guys in Glasgow, 10 minutes up the road, how you doing, boys? And all that. Half sleeping, but it's the commitment. I love the commitment for the guys, Quite right. You obviously know how many Polish people and Latvians and all of that. I've had them all, I've had about, in the last 6 years I've probably had 60, 70 Polish people came to the football, at some point, Latvians, Nepalese, Russians, but they become your friends, they're walking up and they come up and they say, I have a problem, can I help you? There you go. Okay, if you can help them and they're supporting, homelessness or anything like that, you just help them. It just becomes a natural thing. But they see you as a way of getting into the community, as well as getting involved. But street soccer, great for the guys, great to obviously boost people's confidence, because some of the guys are like that low that, you know, you're dragging them off the ground, you know. But once you get them up, get them involved, out there sunny, in the summertime and the halls in the winter time. But we're a charity. I work for the Highland Homeless Trust, but my main role is support worker, and you know, apart from the football, I do a keep fit class Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the football Tuesday, Thursday. Again, it's encouraging, you know, fitness and sport into their lives, you know, and try to build a wee bit of confidence and stuff like that.
Do you have more adults that are children? What's the percentage of adults?
Yours is adults.
Is this all adults that you do?
Aye, we'll go 16 plus. We're talking about how, you know, about age you can get to kicking a ball. Mm-hmm. I mean, we had a team went to Aberdeen, and a five-a-side team, and I think we aged 250 for each. I was one of that. And believe it or not, we actually were in StreetSoccer used to have a league. You know, once a month you went to Edinburgh, you know, and played in this a league, and there were 10 teams in the division we were in, and that was us. You know, we had 4 players over 50, and we had one boy at 27, and we came second in the league.
Fantastic.
And the good thing about it was, see the 16, 17-year-olds before they went on the park, they would all be talking, on gaddies all day. And then at the end of the match, they wouldn't shake hands. But, no, it's good fun, and you know, and that's for the Inverness side of things. That's you know, very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Are there plans to develop that in Inverness to get you talked about the younger group, the ages 10 to 16 involved?
I'm not sure on that. I'm just going on the basis of what I've done in Aberdeen. If we could do that in Inverness as well, then surely that's what we've got to do to grow it, to make it as big as it is in the other cities. Just going back to like the adult drop-ins that we have in Aberdeen, so we do ours 10:30 to 12:30. That's always been the time, and you know, David and other colleagues have said to me, why do it at that time? All the other cities do theirs in the afternoon, 2 till 3, 3 till 5, or whatever it is. And then I've asked my group, you know, would you want to change the time? And they're like, oh no, it's fine, just leave it. It gets me out of bed, you know, it gets them into a routine, sets them up for the day. I'm not going to change it unless they want to. So you know, it gives them a bit of structure in their lives. They've got the football Tuesday, Friday, and it's, again, you know, what happens, I'll see it out with the time that you don't see them. It's you know, it's not easy because you just think, oh, what are they going to be getting up to? But you just kind of got to keep them in that right frame of mind, you know, and when they come to football, that they really enjoy it, they have a good time, and you know that they'll be back following session. So.
Well, I think that's an appropriate point to leave it. With Billy's contribution, thank you very much. I mean, that's it. I've been here now, a 250-year-old team from Inverness. It's probably been a day, but
that was me being generous.
That's it. But we're about to go through for some lunch, and of course, Jimmy, Gavin, and Billy are here for lunch. So if anyone wants to catch up with them, please do that. But in the meantime, I'd just like to thank them all very, very much. That would be absolutely
Lunch has been served in the refectory. Do you want to come through?
That was magic.
It wasn't just saying hours kind of just stick on the record. It's just to give you eyes to go. This is the date I'm going to because that really, if you think about adding a project, adding those fields that want to capture, line them all in, and they're there. The skills really doesn't get back through It took a while, the trick with the tables is when you get a pipe, one or two spaces either side of the pipe that recognise it. Yeah, that's what I was find out how you work that out. Personal license, safety. A phone call was every 10 minutes. Just something quick when we started doing this, I thought this is some of that. Or visitors said they all got tours of hotel centres. They all got managers. At the end of it, they all got an interview, guaranteed interview. So the first 15 that they did, these were long-term employees. I got 15 of them jobs. I've still got, on the second tranche I did, I've still got them.
Yeah, perfect.
I listen to Linda
Yeah. To the girls, two reasons from
No, this was long-term
in the jobs cut.